Before the route burn track, I booked myself a kayaking trip at this place, Milford Sound, on March 11th. It was a very popular activity and I was happy that I booked ahead of time. After back from route burn track, I had March 10th one day to rest and relocate to Tianu, which is about 2 hours away from Queenstown. I took my time in the campground and then drove to Park and Save to resupply. Also exchanged my deflated air mattress at Bunnings so I can finally have a good sleep. Then I drove to Tasman Holiday Park and spent the rest of the day there and prepped for the next day's kayaking trip. In the morning, I left my car and walked to the entrance to wait for the pickup. Holly, the instructor, picked me up and other people up to drive to the dock. He told us that the weather did not look good. So after the tour on the way to Milford Sound, we decided to abandon the kayaking plan and go on a cruise. It was very disappointing, but I actually enjoyed the cruise because the weather was really bad. It was very windy and rainy, and as you can see from here. After the kayaking trip, I got back to the campground and I wasn't sure what to do next at all. I checked many times of Milford Track before. It is the finest walk of all in New Zealand. But then by some miracle, I saw one opening for the 3 nights. Somebody just cancelled it. I didn't give much of a thought and booked it. And the walk was 4 days from March 13th to March 16th and 3 nights. To the campground, got to the hut, and this is where it is close to the hut, and I even got some time to go to the river and went for a swim. And then I had some time to hang out with other hikers and had supper there. The second day's walk wasn't too hard. The weather was supposed to be bad, but the rain didn't come. The view was just okay. It was very beautiful, but not the best part, not the most dramatic part yet. That was supposed to be the third day. And after a day's pretty easy walk, I would say, we got to the hut, and this is one of the best, most modern hut I've ever stayed. And somebody started the fire because it was kind of chilly. There's lots of room to cook, lots of burners, and a place to charge our phones. And outside the hut, and there's bathroom, and here goes the rooms. There are just multiple rooms named with the birds, with individual bunk beds. That's the best. So I picked the one, and this is my bed. I also made sure that I brought enough snacks, just like other hikers, to make sure that I had a good day, good night, like at the end of a hard hiking day. And by this point, we were told that the weather was not looking very good. There was supposed to be lots of rain, and we were pretty disappointed because a lot of us came here with some of them booked way ahead of time, and it wasn't easy to book this Milford track. A lot of people were fighting for the spots as soon as it opened. Anyway, I got this freeze-dried meal, and it was pretty good, this one. And I did hang out with other hikers and had a good night. but this is the third day. It is supposed to be the most beautiful day, the best day of the whole track. And because we're climbing to very high altitude and to see Milford track from high above, it's supposed to be really, really beautiful, but unfortunately the weather was very bad, and other than some waterfalls, we could not see anything. And it was very cold and rainy, but we did take the side track to go to Sutherland Falls, which is supposed to be the highest waterfall in the whole New Zealand. Yeah, I did not regret going there, but the third day hike was really, really challenging. It was slippery, it was rocky, and the worst part was that we couldn't see anything. I think the whole day took me 8 hours to hike. It was a couple hours to go up to the pass, and I think 2.5 hours, and going down was another 4 hours and another 1.5 hours to go to the waterfall. So it took me 8 hours to complete this day's walking, and the waterfall was pretty good. It was the highest in New Zealand, and I think yeah, it was worthwhile, but the weather was pretty bad and going down was so hard, and I was pretty angry at the weather, to be honest. And this bird is Kia. It's very smart bird. Anyway, when I got to the third day's hut, I think a lot of people were already there, and there was a swimming spot. So I went there and took a quick bath, and this is the last day of the hike. I remember the weather was okay. I don't think it rained, but also there wasn't much to see because we were already down. We were not on top. I got out pretty early and I was trying to walk very fast, and I think the whole day I was just walking. But we also had this, like the warden told us, this spot is the coldest spot of the whole track because of the waterfall. So it was really, really cold, like freezing. So I did try to dunk myself in the water for a bit, and it felt really, really good. Not a lot of people tried. Just me and the other guy tried the waterfall bath. Yeah, I couldn't walk past any swimming opportunities on this track and others, but it was a smooth walking till the end. This is the dock, so I was pretty early waiting for the boat to come to pick me up.